I had heard of it, and I had heard of it as being the castle. And I drove up to it, and I looked at it, and I said, yeah, it looks like a castle. Steel door, I mean, there's just bars, it's like the bars on the windows, and it goes clank, and then you're stuck in between two worlds. Everything in the Castle Courier, except for the chaplain's page, and once in a while the commandant would have a page on there because it's his magazine. The guy in charge of the prison, it's his magazine. And but everything else was contributed by the inmates, by the prisoners themselves. That was the whole staff with me in charge. I was described by, I think that was him, yeah, that I was the most military man he'd ever met. Some of them were there 2 to 3 months, and some up to a year. The average age was their late teens. There was some that were older. I remember one inmate that we had, he was in his 30s. And like I said, most of them were there for, they didn't want to go to war. Instead of going to Canada, they hit the countryside, and later on they got caught. I drove a Volkswagen bus with peace signs on it and all that good stuff, so that that pretty well tells you where my head was at back in those days. Life inside the prison, and instead of making it a halftone, it was done as a line shot, so everything is black and white, and everything in the prison is pretty much black and white. I had very little input as to what went into the magazine. It was their creation. It was their magazine. Daryl No Heart. Tremendous artist. He had more talent in one little finger than most people have in their whole body. Yeah, here's some of the work that he did, and it was just unbelievable. Man that ran the print shop, primarily the man that ran the print shop, because he was also an artist, so he recognized talent when he saw it. I went through all of the scrapbooks and took everything that he had created. I said, someday, I'm just going to have to get it to him. Got printed in the prison. They had a print shop. I came under education because then the inmates learned a trade. We all worked together had a common goal. Prisoners were allowed to send the magazine to their parents. And we also sent out among the prisons in the United States, all of the prisons, we exchanged magazines. They got all of the magazines and publications throughout the United States award for writing, for a picture essay, or all kinds of different stuff. This is a picture of me accepting the awards, one of the awards that we received. We won 4 awards. The prisoners did it. When you're working with the same people all the time and you're working with them every day, and there was a lot of trust. 3 things would happen to them. Either they got discharged, their time was up and they got discharged from the prison, to either go back to their own services or to go to civilian life, depending on what the sentence was. Financial responsibility class. All of the prisoners that were leaving to go to civilian life, they had to attend that. How to write checks, how to balance a checkbook. Just really simple financial stuff, What are you going to do when you get out? They left them behind, and when I left, that's it. Knew I had to save them for some reason or other, Some days you do things because you just know you have to do it and you don't know why you have to do it.